Holy mother of moly, it's actually going to happen. What is up, peeps? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to more daily CS news. Probably the biggest story of the year thus far. We have a roster rumor now seemingly confirmed. First being reported by Sheep Esports, Anon, doing great work out there, but also was teased prior by someone like KRL. That being the potential move of NiKo away from the G2 roster starting in 2025. This also stems back to KRL and what other rumors kind of surfaced around these Falcons offers going around. We talked about NiKo and moly receiving offers of $80,000+ per month, and a lot of people were wondering, okay, is it a matter of time or do they really just love G2? But the money seemingly has spoken, and I think it would have for a lot of people, as now confirmed as a report by Sheep Esports. It is NiKo set to join Team Falcons come 2025 after the Shanghai Major. I mean, this is some big ones. As again, KRL was one of the first to actually talk about this, and now seemingly confirmed by Sheep Esports, Team Falcons is expected to pay G2 Esports $1 to $1.2 million just for NiKo's buyout, as the Bosnian will sign a 3-year contract with the Saudi organization. They're gonna pay $1 million just to have NiKo on the roster, and then probably drop at least $1 million to keep him on the roster. And this has sparked a lot of questions out there. I wouldn't say questions of, oh, like, is this actually gonna, it seems like it's pretty much set that NiKo will be joining Falcons. Who will be he replacing? I mean, this is, there's so many things here of, like, if you're Team Falcons right now, and we just talked about maybe the longevity of this roster, you know, they've been together for quite some time, but do you want to give them the full year to actually, you know, become the roster they thought they were going to be on paper? And so to hear this as one of their players, is that going to ruffle feathers over there in that camp? And other questions on top of that being, will moly join NiKo? Because many do not think that a single roster change is going to be the fix-all. And would NiKo really go to Falcons just by himself without any other say on maybe someone who could come with him, like his duo moly? And then you got to ask, okay, what's G2 going to do? You're going to rebuild around what seems to be the newer core then that would be left there? There's a lot of variables here, but still, nonetheless, some of the biggest news we have seen. What do you guys think about Falcons? NiKo, the buyout, at least $1 million. Crazy. And speaking of the Shanghai Major and the RMR runs over there, guys, some gigantic news for one team known as Parivision. As well, it was just one video that exposed them. I'll show you the video, and you guys can try and guess the part, which was the ultimate final straw for this team, as they have now been disqualified from their entire major run.
Санечек, блядь, пирожочек. Я тебя люблю, сука. Это мразь, сука. На последней минуте. Рома, давай, сильно учил.
And that was because seemingly they had on their staff and on their lineup a banned coach known as F1N or Ivan, a banned coach by Valve, was on their roster supposedly, and also shown in that video, which might have been the final straw for this team of having their entire run disqualified and them being barred from the major run as well. This is still a developing story. We'll see exactly how this goes, and I get it. It's on the players, right? You had a coach sign up, and apparently this roster was submitted beforehand and was not fact-checked ahead of the matches, which really does suck for the players. But you broke the rules, and that's just the sucky part about it. With Perfect World stating, after an investigation into the matter and subsequent discussion with Valve, it was determined that Parivision had a permanently Valve-banned individual, that being Ivan the coach, present during a live match in the recent EU closed qualifier for the Shanghai Major EU RMR. Therefore, the following has been decided. Parivision's eligibility in the major cycle has been canceled, and they are disqualified for the RMRs and any other portion of the major. The 3 teams with 2 and 3 records in the same EU closed qualifier will be invited to a best-of-3 cycle using seeds as determined via their scores. This is as follows. So you got Koi, Monty, and Bleed now having a second chance at that, which is great. And they finish off by saying it should be noted that Valve bans are by default the highest priority eligibility-related rule set in any official event. And when these bans are well known and established beforehand, as was the case here, it is expected that all teams should follow these eligibility rules prior to any further participation in an official event. And there you have it. Just like that, Parivision's hopes and dreams slapped away by Valve, and I would say many agree, rightfully so. You had a Valve permabanned individual in the room with you. What are you thinking? On the flip side, it's like, dang, you guys are seemingly good enough to make a major run, and it's just, they should have been notified, I think, before the matches had concluded, like, hey, you got something wrong with your roster. I agree with that, but at the end of the day, you broke the rules, and it seems there will be a punishment here. Parivision themselves have now actually responded to all of this, and seemingly, maybe are going to fight it. But you're fighting Valve, who've already issued a statement through Perfect World, so I don't think a lot of people have hope of this being reverted in any sense of the manner. As they stated, we are surprised and shocked by the news of our team being removed from the RMR. Up to this point, we have not received any official requests. We learned about our disqualification through news on social networks like all CS2 fans. The players, team, and organization have always followed the rules of Valve, tournament operators, and adhered to the principles of fair play. The list of players, including the roster coach, was provided to the tournament operator in advance. There was no request to expel or to ban the team. During the matches of the closed qualifications for the European RMR, the team coach, Ivan, was not present in the same room with the players. After the match ended, he joined the team to share a moment of joy with the players. Each member of the roster invested not just time and effort, but also a part of themselves to bring those victories that brought us closer to our cherished goal to compete at a major. You have known each of them for several years and know their history. Now it is especially important that our guys show once again what they can do in-game. We will communicate with Valve and Perfect World about the possibility of reviewing the decision and returning the team to RMR. And man, I feel like that's a fairly well-worded statement apart from breaking the rules. I just feel really bad for the players in all of this, and to know this is a pinnacle for a lot of CS players' lives to try and make a major run, it hurts, man. And maybe that's me having too much sympathy, but that's how I feel on something like that. Moving into our last story for today, guys, the smoke criminal himself, he can't stay freaking banned. It was actually just a couple days ago where Stewie2k out of nowhere was banned by Twitch, and people were like, what exactly did he do? Well, you didn't have to worry for too long, because just 4 hours later, Smoke Criminal was unbanned. Even they can't catch him for whatever he had probably not done. False bans are very common on Twitch, so it was likely something menial, something overwritten, or something that was just false banned to begin with. Stewie2k banned and unbanned on Twitch within a matter of hours. That's just how you do it. Till next time, please take care of yourselves, guys, all right? Make sure you're drinking some liquids, lots of caffeine with water, coffee with water, water too. Till next time, take care. Okay, bye. Did you see that? I just ate grass.